Hey, what's up everybody? I think I've tried to make this video about 4 different times now, and every time I go to rewatch it, I realize I forgot something. I started out at 3 minutes, I made it to 6 minutes. I think what I want to do now is just a very simple breakdown of the 3 Whopper Plopper sizes that I have. There are 2 that are not going to be shown here. The 130 size, the big boy, at least in the bass world, is one that was originally created as a musky lure. Another one of those ones that we East Coasters can thank the West Coast for, but it started to catch big bass. It was adapted, and now we've got the whole way down to a 60 size, which is about a 1/4 ounce lure. The 3 I want to talk about: the 75, the 90, and the 110. And spoiler alert, those are the only 3 colors that you really need, what I just showed you there. So some kind of a translucent. I believe they call this one Bluegill. Love to use this one post spawn time. This is bone, or some variation of white. And then what they call Loon, or some variation of black. I do have, as far as translucent goes, in the 110, there's another color that I really like because a lot of lakes around me stock trout. It's another translucent one. It's called Monkey Butt. It's got a little bit of pink up the side of it. That's another popular color, probably a bestseller if you jump onto Tackle Warehouse. But that's it. Black, a variation of white, and some kind of a translucent, going to cover every situation. I also don't think that you need to go out and buy 5 of these in every size. For me personally, I'm going to talk about the one that I find most challenging, and it's one that falls right in the middle, the 90. The 90 frustrates me for whatever reason. It seems to only work if I run it at the exact right speed. It either wants to pull the nose up, it wants to dive. This prop gets stuck all the time, which ends up the front of the bait twist, and I get line twist out of it. I don't know. I've just never been able to really find the sweet spot or the winning combination for this one. So I go each way. First, if I want to be more subtle, I go to that 75. It is less loud. It is smaller. I think it's less intimidating. If they're keyed in on smaller bait fish, this is probably the way to go. At 3/5 of an ounce, it still casts really well, and you could throw this the whole way down to probably a crankbait style rod. You could probably realistically throw this on a glass rod and get away with it. The tip that I use for all of these, even into the bigger one, is you've got to have a rod that can cast a weight, the weight that is associated with the bait, right? So clearly 3/5 of an ounce and 1 ounce may not be thrown on the same rod in most cases. However, I would tell you, whenever you go up to this 110, I don't throw it on a flipping stick, and I know that some people do. I do throw it on a rod that's soft enough in that tip, but has enough backbone paired up with that braid that when I make a bomb cast with this thing, I can still get the hook into the fish, but I've got enough play in that system that I can fight them and land those fish. You're going to miss some. It's topwater, right? But these things are fun. You're going to get some massive explosive blow-ups. I didn't like this thing at first whenever everybody was catching fish on it. I refused to use it, but ultimately, I realized that it was an effective tool, and that's what all of these lures that we have are. They're tools in our toolbox, and there are times and places for this. And this time of year, getting into the summer, it's post spawn. If you're in an area where you need to cover some water, you don't have choked out grass, you've got moving parts and treble hooks on these things. Wouldn't go ahead and throw this into a cheese mat. That's not going to be very effective. But if you've got some open water that you need to cover, I certainly think that it's worth a shot. So highly pressured water, smaller fish, smaller bait fish is the main forage. I like that little 75. But day in and day out, if I had to go and buy one, I'm going to buy that 110. It casts well. It's only an ounce, so there are a lot of rods that'll do that. You can throw it on your jig rod, probably throw it on your worm rod. Pair it up with some braid, which I do use a little different. I throw the 110 on 50. This 90, I could probably get away with a 30 or a 40, and then same here. I like to throw these on casting gear, so anything under 30 is really kind of challenging to manage on a casting reel. But I do think that the line diameter can make a difference too in how these run. But that's really about it. I hope there was something in there that was useful. I know that people have made 1,000 videos on the Whopper Plopper. I never have, so I wanted to throw this one out there. But at the end of the day, my story is this. Use a rod that is rated for the safe weight of what the bait weighs. Have something that can get the hook home, but you need enough tip to fight that fish. You also want to, in my opinion, pair it up with some braid. I think that's the winning system. The 110, a black, a white, a translucent. Go out and have some fun. That's all I got. I hope you got something out of this video, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.